Welcome back to the sixth segment, and in this segment we're going to be speaking about titrations. Now the reality is that from now on we're going to be using the knowledge that you have learned in the first 5 videos. Okay, so it's very important to note that you're not going to be learning anything new. From now on it is simply trying to figure out what knowledge you are going to be using. Okay, so what is a titration? A titration is a process of chemical analysis in which the quantity of some constituent of a sample is determined by adding to the measured sample an exact known quantity of another substance with which the desired constituent reacts in a definite known proportion. So let's break this down, okay? So it's a chemical analysis, okay? And we need to have a quantity of some constituent. So it's a known quantity reacted by a sample of another quantity which has the desired constituent within this definite. Okay? So this must be reactant A, reactant B. Both need to have a known volume, and one of them needs to have a concentration. You can only have one unknown. And it's very important that it must be a definite known proportion. Okay? So it must be a reaction where everything reacts in a 1:1 proportion or 1:2, doesn't really matter what the proportion is, as long as it is known. So how to work titration questions? So first and foremost, always start by writing the balanced equation. Then note down the information given in the question. Once it is known, note and figure out what the examiner is asking from you. What is the question asking? What do you need to do? Once that happens, okay, remember that you can only compare moles, okay? Always, always, always only compare moles. And once that happens, make a loop, plan a route. Plan what you need to do. So let's work 2 questions, okay? And then you're gonna have a number of questions for you to work out, and you have a number of questions to see what you should be doing. Again, these are going to be relatively easy for now, and then we will be having some harder questions in the next 2 chapters. Okay, so titration reveals that 11.6 milliliters of 3 molar sulfuric acid are required to neutralize the sodium hydroxide in 25 milliliters of NaOH solution. What is the molarity of the NaOH solution? So first and foremost, we need to write the equation. So first write the equation, then balance it out, okay? Underneath the reagent, write what you've got. So you have 11.6 milliliters H2SO4, you have 3 moles per decimeter cubed, and you have 25 milliliters of NaOH. So I need to find the volume of the molarity of NaOH. And to do that, I need to note, okay, the number of moles of NaOH, and to do that, I need to find the number of moles of H2SO4. So it will be A, B, and C. So once that is established, once you establish what you need to do, then you start working it out. So A, okay, the number of moles of H2SO4. So you can even write moles H2SO4. It takes nothing. It just helps you visualize what you need to do. So it's 3 moles in 1000 milliliter. How many in 11.6 milliliters? So it's 11.6 over 1000 times 3, which is equal to 0.0348 moles. Then B is going to be the ratio. So it's going to be moles NaOH. This would be H2SO4 to NaOH. 1 is to 2. Therefore, it would be 0.0348 is to how much? And this would be 0.0696 moles. Now, for the ratio, I don't normally write the calculation down. C is going to be our concentration in the OH, and we're going to have 0.0696 is equal to 25 milliliters. How many to 1000 milliliters? So this would be 1000 over 25 times 0.0696, which would be equivalent to 2.784 moles per decimeter cubed. Okay, now I do understand that some of you might have a problem, but how do I plan this out? It's working multiple questions. If you work enough questions, you will get more comfortable. The more comfortable you get, the easier these will be. But always figure out what you need to do and where you need to get. So here we needed to get to the concentration of NaOH. We were missing the number of moles, and we could get the number of moles by comparing it with H2SO4. The second example, it takes 12.5 milliliters of 0.3 molar HCl solution to neutralize 285 milliliters of NaOH solution. What is the concentration of the NaOH solution? So write the equation down, HCl plus NaOH to give NaCl plus H2O. Once you write the equation down, then write the information, 12.5 milliliters and 0.3 molar. So molar and molarity and concentration, they are all the same. I'm interchanging between the three of them because in the exam, you don't know which one you will get. And you had 285 milliliters of NaOH. And at this point, we'll note that we were asked for the concentration. We don't know the moles of NaOH, and we don't know the moles of HCl. But we can find the moles of HCl, then we find the moles of NaOH, then we find the concentration of NaOH. So we start by writing moles HCl, where we have 0.3 moles in 1000 milliliters. How many moles in 12.5 milliliters? And this will be 12.5 over 1000 times 0.3, which is equal to 0.00375 moles. Then you can do the ratio. So B moles NaOH. So HCl to NaOH, the ratio will be 1:1. You know that you have 0.00375 moles HCl, so how many moles of NaOH? And it would be 0.00375 moles of NaOH. Okay, so always do step by step. This will help you out a lot, especially in the future. See, you can now find the concentration of NaOH, and here you will have 0.00375 in 285 milliliters. How many in 1000 milliliter? So it will be 1000 over 285 times 0.00375, which is going to be equivalent to 0.0132 moles per decimeter cubed. Okay, if you do have any queries, please, again, don't hesitate to ask. You have the worksheet in the description of this video. Just work whatever you can, do whatever you and if you have any problems, please don't hesitate to ask me. I think from here on, we will start increasing the difficulty a little bit. We will start amping up the difficulty for these questions. Some of the other questions, especially the letter questions of the other topics, were also not easy. Okay, so if you are up till here and you have had no problems, you are doing extremely well. Okay, and I'll see you for the seventh video, the seventh section, okay, which will be on back titrations. Thank you, and we'll see you in the back titrations video.